Hi everybody, hope you're doing marvellously well. We're back here with Shelby at Sensible Music. How are you?
Greetings, I'm good. Rather croaky, but good.
Shelby was up till like 3 a.m. singing for your new album with your band.
Yes, my band Kairos, we're working on the next album at the moment, and it's bombastic.
So what we actually haven't tried out yet, so you're going to see all of this in real time. It is the Arc On Ear. Jake's got a camera here. Can you see that? Arc On Ear. Reading the box, it says headphone correction. Virtual monitoring system, removes the guesswork of mixing on headphones, recreates the experience of monitors in a studio, audiophile DAC and headphone amplifier, control software to customize and load up to 5 profiles, support hundreds of popular headphone models. I think that's going to be interesting. Rechargeable battery for mobile mixing and listening. So basically you can take this with you of your laptop, USB-C and analog input support of all sources. Okay, well what they've got is that their ARC system is a piece of hardware that stores profiles on it for different speakers. This presumably is the headphone version of that. So I have already opened a little piece of plastic there.
What a privileged time to be alive, where we can have access to all this, calibration software and hardware. It's, the fact that we can just be mixing on headphones anywhere in the world. Just that little bit more confidence goes a long way.
Absolutely. So here it is, Arc On Ear. It's small, but there's some weight to it. It's got a metal case. It's not fiddly and plastic.
Very nice.
Substantial for a small thing.
Yeah, it's got a good bit of build quality to that.
Carrying case. I feel like I'm doing one of those. I never do reviews like this where you talk about the features that don't matter. But let's talk about. That's such a funny thing to say. I watch some of those videos and it's like, oh, and it's black and it's shiny and stuff like that. And I'm like, where does it sound? And then they never actually plug it in. But we are going to plug this in and we're going to see how it sounds. So there's a carrying case. Presumably there is a USB cable in there, headphone cable.
Orange cables, I like
orange cable. Register project, download apps. Okay, so let's do that now. All right, so it's downloaded. What do we got?
Yeah, first impressions, nice and neat. Got lots of doodads to experiment with here. Off the bat, I can see we've got studio simulation and virtual speakers.
What could white 80s
Wonder
be?
what these ones are. Oh yeah, I don't think I've ever seen those before.
Hit select speakers and see what they got.
Quite a wide variety.
Things that aren't Adams but could be Adams. Things that aren't KRKs but could be KRKs.
I'm very surprised at just how many options there are.
Yeah, their own speakers, the IKs.
Look at those. Look, it's.
Oh look,
it's
it's the MPCs or the CMPs.
P mastering is what they call it.
P mastering. Okay, I see some Genelecs. What are they calling the Genelecs? Coaxial 3-way, and then the Genelecs to the side. Classic 31. I know a lot of those speakers exceptionally well, so I'll be intrigued. But of course, everybody's going to be mixing on the iPhone.
Yes, indeed.
We watched a bit of the blurb, and the blurb is basically you can use it with virtual speakers or not. The advantage, is obviously, using it with virtual speakers is you're going to get that crosstalk that you get, because obviously wearing headphones, anything pan left is only the left, anything pan right is only the right, which is actually quite often why I use headphones. Because I want to check my panning. I want to make sure the moves I did make sense. So many people now don't obviously have acoustically treated rooms, not even slightly acoustically treated, or traveling.
Exactly, yeah. Working on headphones and you could be on a plane, on a train.
Or an automobile. Ching.
Hopefully not driving at the same time though.
I think we have to choose some headphones, don't we?
Yes.
Select a model.
Oh, look at this. A whole load of other doodads.
What do you have that's here do we have to hand?
Well, my usuals are DT 770s and 990s, and off the bat I can see that's the
1990.
Where are the... we do have some of the old
DT100s.
Yeah.
I'd like to see what they would do to a pair of DT100s. Do you have a pair of those?
I do, yes.
DT100s were... I always joke that they're the NS10s of headphones. Like if you can imagine you took a pair of NS10s of pure mid-range and then strapped one to each side of your head. That's what DT100s sound like.
Yeah, they're brutal. They are brutal. And I remember going from those to DT 770s and thinking that was the biggest upgrade ever.
But the DT100s, I was in Abbey Road last week and there was like, I'm not going to exaggerate, maybe 150 pairs hanging up, because we've got a full orchestra of 80 plus people, plus any other peripheral people. They all have to have a pair of headphones.
Yeah, I find that people have all migrated to the 770s now. However, I'm going to go get the DT one.
Yeah, we'll do a little comparison. My point is, if you can make a pair of DT100s sound accurate, I cannot think of a bigger test.
I can't imagine it.
We are throwing IK Multimedia under the bus here. If they can make, like, go to Genelec 1031s, which I know really, really well, play something back through a pair of DT100s and make it sound like I'm sitting in a room listening to a pair of 1031s without the influence of those headphones, I will be very impressed. DT100s. Wow, look at that curve.
Goes off the scale.
Yeah, because they have absolutely no low end whatsoever. It can't even fit the amount of boost that it's trying to do in the low mids there.
So funny.
And then the cut of all the horrifically, so with NS10s, they had a massive boost at 1.7K. So here it's, you know, a pair of DT100s, they're cutting in that area. So that's why I always felt like they were the same things.
Let's go for...
You should do what you know, go to the mastering. Each to our own, let's choose what you know and I'll choose what I know.
Whoa, that's mad. I've never heard these sound like this. This is mad.
But do they sound good?
They sound good. They actually, there's actually some bass in there.
Really?
Yeah, I'm actually astounded. Like, hit that Cal button.
Oh my God.
There's the sound that I'm used to, right? When you take the calibration off.
It's like mid-range.
Yep.
It's a shock at first, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like music.
Yes. You actually get a sense of low end.
That whole width thing's crazy.
Yeah.
It's flat at the moment. All right, I'm gonna go. So what I expect as well, these are a little bit softer in the high mids. The coaxial's a bit more honest. Where are yours? These ones here?
Yep.
Can we play through it?
Yes.
All right, tell me when. I mean, I would say ballpark. It's really close.
But that's impressive considering...
For a pair of DT100s? So without any speaker emulation, what's it going to do? I presume it's just going to make these...
I think if you hit that button there, that takes the studio emulation off. And that's just calibration.
Put it back on. Not that different. In this instance, I think I prefer it off.
Yeah, for me, the biggest difference and benefit is just that calibration.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I would never gravitate towards even considering doing a mix on
Anything on a pair of DT100s. They're literally mid-range, scream at you.
Yeah, you take the calibration off and it's like, oh God, that's what they sound like.
Yeah, you forget just how awful they sound.
But I want to try the 770s. See, I'm off the bat, I'm already like, yep, know these.
You know them, yeah?
Yep.
Okay.
Let's get the right headphones selected. There we go. Oh, whoa. Wow. Yeah, give that a listen.
Okay.
For me, it's, in fact, no, you go first, then we'll compare notes.
So with nothing on, they sound great. Probably as good as close to where maybe the DT100's got to, close. Okay, it's interesting. With the calibration on, I could definitely work a lot easier on it. But what's in
Bass for me, it really tightens up and feels more sort of...
Well, I also hear all the pick on the bass.
Yeah.
Which disappears with the calibration off. So we've got a whole bunch of other headphones here. And the great thing is they're used studio headphones. So real world, to say the least. So these are Audio-Technica M50Xs, M30, M40, M50Xs. Woohoo! So far, I've been enjoying this. I think the biggest thing for me is the headphone calibration.
Yes.
with the speakers, I'm not hearing as big a difference between speakers as if I would on a meter bridge.
Yeah, I feel like the speakers is it's a nice added bonus, and it's something that you can experiment with. But the difference is subtle. Whereas the headphone calibration, I feel like you're going to get a lot of that's going to change things up massively.
Yeah,
workflow wise.
I mean, the DT100s were never going to get. It made them into like, oh, I might be able to mix on these, not just there to be indestructible studio headphones. So I'm not going to go with the virtual speakers straight away.
Certainly loud.
No calibration, and they are loud. So first of all, impedance on these things must be completely different. So they're really, really loud. The DT100s, we had them cranked to get them to normal
They were like
listening.
full volume.
Full volume.
Yeah.
So impedance. Before, I know we're doing a review on IK Media ARC, and as far as I'm concerned, the best value for money headphones on the market are Audio-Technica. They make $49 headphones, which sound really good. So God bless them. They already sound good. Okay, so is it going to get better? Yeah. It's a lot more subtle, filling out the low mids.
It's taming a lot of that high end, like right up there.
Super, like 10K and above.
Again, it's tightening up that bass and just bringing everything more in line. And I think I'll never get over just how much of a drastic difference the DT100s were. But this one, you can tell we're already starting in a good place and just leveling it out rather.
I mean, so far, these are the best sounding headphones we've heard.
Yeah.
We're not selling Audio-Technica headphones, but we might as a result. I've always been a fan. But yeah, there's some super highs over 10K where you just hear this wispy top that comes down and is tamed. I feel very confident that I could mix on these with this software because it also doesn't sound artificial. The great thing about it not doing very much is it's not doing very much. And I feel like, it sounds really stupid to say, but I feel like when you're applying tons of EQ to something, you are going to be messing with potential
like
phase and all kinds of stuff. Yeah. And the fact that this is doing no more than like 4 or 5 dB of anything anywhere, and only really dramatically in 2 areas, 3 at the very, very top. Otherwise, it's just...
Well, you run the risk of, smearing what you're listening to with all of...
Speaking of smearing, let's hear what it sounds like with speakers. Go to the ones you know.
Very interesting. I keep saying that, but it really is.
No, very enlightening. The only ones out of all these that aren't subtle is the NS10s.
Of course.
Sorry, the white 80s. When you go to that, it's like, oh yeah,
yeah, you really feel it in that.
You really feel it. If these were on my meter bridge, I would expect a greater difference. I feel like they've emulated it, and
we're listening in isolation, so it's kind of
it's like a percentage of it.
You're getting purely just the speaker itself, rather than the speaker in the context of the room on the console. And
but it must be because they were talking about in their...
Well, then again, I don't know how they measured it. Maybe they did.
When their informational video, they talked about one of the biggest benefits, which I agree with entirely, is like blurring that left and right. Because yes, but then again, I would probably mix between the two. I suppose that's the thing, isn't it? Because I do want to hear what it sounds like in a real room, but also the benefit of headphones is also knowing how your panning is and moving something 10%. If it's blurred in speakers, I want to make sure it actually moved where I wanted it to without an emulation. So far for me, this is winning purely on the calibration of the headphones. So the calibration we haven't really touched. We've kept it flat. You can go warm, you can go bright. The phaser line we haven't actually listened to.
That's true.
So maybe we should turn that on and see if that makes a difference. But our little experiment here is to go between, so at the moment I've got Audio-Technicas. So calibrated, no speaker emulation. I want to hit this phaser line. I wonder with the phaser line, whether it's just with the EQ applied, that it means that when you're changing the EQ, it's like a linear phase. I don't know, but putting it in made no difference.
Right.
So maybe if I... Oh, okay. So it's making all the headphones flat. I see. So you see the orange line. If I go there, it's showing you what it's doing. It is doing what you were talking about.
Oh yeah, the tilt.
Tilt.
Yeah.
It's interesting, even on maximum bright, it's like less than 3 dB at 20K. Okay. That's dramatic. It's an old-fashioned tone control, basically.
Basically, yeah. Yeah.
which is fine, yeah, but it's just a tilt EQ.
We're going to the 990s.
The 990s. So I'll let you do this as well. When I go to these with the calibration on, I immediately feel like, ooh, I just feel like 200 is going absolutely nuts, which is interesting because it says 200 is there already. So it still has the characteristics of that,
Yeah.
but without the brightness. So it gets dull, but it still goes, ooh.
Well, that's what I noticed. It's definitely doing a big bass boost kind of thing to compensate for all of that high end that the 990s have.
So what I did is I brightened it, which
Try and bring back that high end.
bring back the high end, but also trying to control
Yeah.
that low bump. But when I go to the Audio Technicas, it sounds kind of flatter down there for me.
Right.
I don't know. Do the same experiment.
Interesting. All right.
So on Sweetwater, the Audio Technica ATH M50Xs you have are $159. Okay, so it's not so bad. There's only $50 price between them.
Right.
I always sort of feel like those were a lot more expensive, so that's not bad.
So for me, I like what it's doing to the bass on these, where it's definitely controlling it and doesn't feel as hyped as when it's calibrating the 990s. Although I could work with that. It would take a bit of getting used to. But something about the upper mids on that I find really kind of harsh sounding, even when it's calibrated. So just for that reason alone, I still think I would go to my guys, you know?
I totally understand. I couldn't mix bass on those though. I wouldn't know what to do.
Even with it's calibrated.
With the calibrated on it, I don't think it's solving that warm for me. I don't know why. The tilt helped a little bit to bring some of the brightness back, and probably you'd like that as
I
well.
would definitely keep the tilt on, yeah, for sure. Because I missed that brightness. I need that detail in the high end. Worth noting, these are open backs. So, you know, can't necessarily work on a flight or a train or a car with these.
We can just annoy a lot of people.
Yeah, exactly.
Now that I've come to think of it, they're both actually coming out really well. $159 and $179 is, you know, normal that is in pounds, but not that expensive, but both very, very usable. All right. Last but no means least, we have a pair of the Sennheiser HD 650s, which belong to Jake, our cameraman over there. So, Jake, you use these to mix on? He says yes. Jake is also an engineer. You know Jake. He did a video with us, mixing jazz. I'm going to let you start with these because I don't know them at all. So HD 650s.
I gotta say, I'm impressed that they've managed to get all these photos as well. Like every single pair of headphones has an image and it's all nicely laid out.
These are $200 plus more, $379.95. And it says instant savings 200, so they're even more expensive retail. So these are the, this is the upper echelon of the headphone market.
All right, so starting out uncalibrated. Wow, talk about subtle. I could barely hear the calibration. It's like...
Well, I mean, for a pair of headphones that cost over twice as much as the other two.
Yeah.
God bless them for actually being what they're supposed to be, which is a better quality headphone and flatter, more accurate.
Oh man. Curious to hear your thoughts on that.
Before, they sound really good. Oh yeah. No, it's not going to sound this nasally. Mids, the mid-mids have come out. It's quite noticeable for me. I think it's the low mid cut cleans it up really nicely.
I'm definitely noticing more happening in the low end than...
Yeah, the low end's coming up. The low mids means that the mid-mids, the proper mids, seem to be more prominent now, even though it's probably not doing hardly anything to it. But that low mid cut underneath it makes things come forward a little bit.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Before and after, these are clearly wonderful headphones, which are, you know, over twice the price of the other two. But you mix on the 990s, yes?
Well, mix is a strong word. I reference on them.
Okay,
I reference on them. I go between my monitors and these because, yeah, I wouldn't, unless I'm in an absolute pinch, I wouldn't really be doing any critical EQing or anything on these.
So my gut is that this could be your traveling headphone solution. And if you don't have a room, you can try it through various different speakers. We weren't hearing, can I speak for you on this one, as drastic, do you feel the same way, as drastic a difference between speakers as I feel like we would in a room?
Yeah, definitely. I I was actually quite surprised at how close the different speaker profiles were to one another. It's subtle, like it would definitely have an impact on how you would approach mixing, but it's not as much of a whoa, this is going to take a bit of getting used to as the calibration of the headphones. Yeah, we should try some of the
do something stupid,
completely off the wall.
So we'll stay on the 650s, which are obviously the clear winners. Okay, so the studio simulation is going to allow me some crosstalk. Now the virtual speakers. Yep, sounds truly dreadful, like a portable Bluetooth speaker does. I'm going to change the speakers and then hand them over to you. iPhone.
Oh, now we're really getting I heard the difference. Even without them on, I heard the difference.
Oh, yeah. The studio simulation's nifty. All right, but what I was hoping, do they have focals in here? See, it says high-end three-way, but I can't quite tell. Those are ATCs, aren't they?
I think so.
Dyne Audio, high-end three-way.
ATCs.
Oh, it's going to Kate Bush and Peter Gabriel. So 1031s I know intimately. I was hoping they'd have some focals in here. But see, PMC, so these are quite different speakers. I've been in rooms with both of these before. So, turn it on here. I mean, totally different low end. Interesting to have to do as much work. 49-inch TV.
Yes, the perfect mix reference.
Tannoys.
Oh, yeah. Neumann's.
See, the low end on that is just too good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you'd never get like...
You'd never get it like that.
Barefoots.
Barefoots. I feel like it's a suggestion and a push towards the speaker.
Yeah, I think it's giving you an idea of...
Right, what it would be like on other speakers.
Exactly, yeah.
I think to be usable as a product, this is probably quite deliberate, to not make it so it's massively drastic, unless it's something like you're going to the 49-inch TV or the Bluetooth speaker or the iPhone.
Oh, it's got that distinctive like sub-bass thing that Bluetooth speakers try to do. Yeah. Specifically a portable waterproof Bluetooth.
Well, you know, I like this real-time switching. It's really seamless.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really seamless.
There's no pops or clicks or anything like that as well. It's quite nice. Yeah, I think it's, as you say, it's kind of a leaning towards like what it would perhaps be like if you were approaching a mix from the point of view of these monitors. Great. I mean, obviously, you know, there's always going to be limitations, right? It'd be physically impossible to try and emulate these monitors on a pair of headphones, but
I've learned some things though. These are really good. These 650s are pretty awesome. They are over twice the price as the Audio Technica and the 990s Biodynamics. For my ears, the Audio Technicas worked great and sounded better still with the calibration. You love the sound of the 990s.
That's what I'm used to.
Yeah. And so, but yeah, at 159, 179 for those headphones. We're not talking about headphones here specifically, but this is what it's for, of course. It's an interesting thing. I could definitely mix on $159 headphones and be improved by that. So if there's one thing I'm taking away. And then, of course, if you've got a pair of used DT100s, we actually made them usable.
I'm still...
In shock.
In shock over that. That's like the main thing I take away from today, that it was able to do that. Yeah. Because I've never had any confidence even considering GT100s as...
Just tracking it.
Yeah, exactly. But even then, I still struggle to track with them because they're so
Bass guitar.
distracting. Yeah, exactly. You want any low end? Nah.
No. You're like, where's my low end? Yeah, they have no low end.
Yeah.
It became quite usable. Yeah, the difference was not subtle at all. It was massive. On these, it's subtle because these before sounded fantastic, which is interesting because I've never been a 650 fan because I never really used them.
Yeah, I've never tried those before, but I'm impressed.
I think the software / hardware, here's the hardware again, this tiny little thing.
Yeah, and it's got a battery as well, so you can disconnect this, and it's got an aux in, so that's cool.
We've been using it the whole time. When we plugged it in, it was at 37% or something, or less than that. Now it's at 58. So we're using it and charging it at the same time. That's pretty nifty.
Very nifty.
Shelby and I were just talking about this, and she pointed out something quite important that we can't really forget, is that there's a lot of people who make software like this, and that's absolutely wonderful. But I think where this really is winning is the fact that it is a portable DAC. You have your software, you put it on your laptop, put it on your studio computer, but the thing is you can travel with this. So if it's on your laptop, just take your headphones, you're basically, feeling very secure, especially if you have maybe a less than perfect, not quite so modern laptop, because I like the new Apple laptops. I think they sound fantastic. I've mixed on them many times about the need of an interface and not had an issue. But there's some older ones I had which don't sound quite so good.
Yeah, the internal DACs can be very questionable.
Yeah.
Plug anything into the headphone out and it's just like just a smeary mess.
Yeah, so if you've got an older one or something like that, and you'll need a converter though because it's USB-C. But regardless,
It's true.
It's a portable DAC. It gives them an edge over some of the other systems which are software only. So I think it solves a couple of problems. The problems it solves are traveling, getting an idea of what it's like to listen to in rooms with the crosstalk and everything. It's not going to be as drastic as sitting in a room. We're not feeling that. Maybe that's not a good idea anyway, because some rooms don't sound that great. There is actually, by the way, up here, there's a little space thing. So if you hit that, it shows you the space it's in, that they did it in, which is cool. We get to select the old favorites there, 1031s.
God, they really went to town with the GUI and just all these graphics. It's so satisfying.
Yeah, and then of course there's the Genelex I know and love as well. It does what it says it does. We can sit there, got the ambience turned on, and we did the phaser line, which we feel like was only really was their specific design, the boost and cuts. Could be wrong, but that was the only difference I heard when we were going crazy on the brighten and turn it on and off. It was like, oh, okay, yeah, I can hear something happening there. I could be wrong though, quite likely am. We discovered the preset was pretty much like, as simple as going in, selecting preset, then putting in the speakers you want, putting in the headphones you want, and they are just automatically saved. So you could then just go through each ones of those headphones, and you can save 5 sets of headphones, or 1 set of headphones but 5 different sets of speakers, or 1 set of headphones, 5 different sets of calibration with or without studio simulation. My gut is it's probably, if it's on a studio computer, 5 different people who work his sets.
Exactly.
Setups,
yeah. But the fact that you get a portable headphone DAC out of this as well means that you've got, it's well built.
Yeah.
It's got, it's not too heavy, but it's also not light enough to feel kind of unsubstantial.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd be curious to know how long the battery lasts, because if you could take this on tour with you and have the confidence of being able to work on a pair of headphones like that, I know personally speaking that this would be amazing to have.
Yeah.
And
very, very good point. Yep.
Yeah, lots of little quality of life things as well. The fact that you've got those profiles, but you've got that function button as well, which I noticed you can assign what it does.
What it does there, yeah.
Yeah, even right down to play pause. That's a nice touch.
That's really good. Also the mono and the dim. I'd probably use it on mono for just checking quickly. Hopefully that covered all the bases. We might have a little bit more time to use it after this video's been made, so please leave some comments and questions down below. Thanks ever so much for watching. Thanks, Shelby.
Thank you very much.
So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, au revoir, adios.